This is the 2021 Toyota Sienna LE. This van is a great choice to be your family's new mode of transportation. With Toyota's safety sense features like lane departure alert, plus airbags in every row of the vehicle, the Sienna is a sure pick to keep you and your loved ones safe from point A to point B. Plus, this Sienna LE is a hybrid and gets an incredible 36 miles of gas to the gallon to save you a buck or two at the pump. The best part is that this Sienna is protected by Toyota's certified pre-owned warranty. Today, we're taking Gehrett Sargis for a drive. The 6-foot forward is in his second season with the Dawgs, and the Midlothian, Illinois native has been on fire with 7 goals, 5 assists, and a +7 rating in his 8 regular season games for Roanoke.
Gehrett, how we doing, my friend?
What's going on, buddy?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
Happy Easter.
Hey.
I'm Mitch Stewart, and this is Driving with the Dawgs.
Happy belated Easter to you, too. We'll get you buckled in here. You ready to do some more driving with the Dawgs?
Absolutely, let's go.
So, I just wanted to start off by kind of talking about this season for you, and it was a little bit different as far as just the way it started. You were rehabbing from an injury at the start of the year, and then you actually ended up kind of helping out coaching with a group in Illinois, the Next Prospect Hockey. Can you just kind of bring us up to speed on what you were kind of going through, what your life looked like before you returned to Roanoke here in March?
Well, yeah, life was definitely a little bit different. So the rehab, I would say, was like 6.5 months. So in the mornings, I would do rehab. It was 3 times a week, usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then in the afternoons, I coached, it was with the organization, the Bulldogs. And so we just trained all the teams for off ice and put them through a workout. And so that was basically my life for the past like 6.5 months. And then got into, started skating probably the last 2.5 months to 3. Got back on the ice and started slow, and eventually, built back up to where I started to feel really good, and then here we are now.
So, was it always kind of in the back of your mind that you maybe wanted to come back to Roanoke once you were 100% healthy, or did that just kind of happen organically as you got healthier and healthier, and maybe Dan reached out to you?
I would say organically, because I wasn't sure with timing and stuff. It was a tough process with my shoulder, kind of froze up at that time in the beginning, and I wasn't sure if I was going to even play this season, and it just kind of happened where I was doing rehab, and towards the end I started skating, and it just kind of built back up.
The first time that you were able to kind of team up with a lot of the current Rail Yard Dogs was in the COVID year in Columbus. You were down there with CJ Stubbs, Mac Jansen, Matt O'Day, a couple of former Dogs too were down there. Wojtek Zemlicka, I know, was there. Brant Sherwood as well, and maybe a few others even. But what was that time like for you all as you were kind of maybe playing on the fly a little bit, going down to Columbus, a different team for all of you guys, but you go down there and you team up and you win a championship?
Yeah, it was awesome. So I played with a couple of the guys, and then a couple I've played against, and so I've heard nothing but great things with everyone, and so it was exciting to go there. And I think actually Big Mac was a big part of coming here. We were hanging out, and he sent a text to Brem saying that Gehrrett's a dog, and I had a couple conversations with Brems, and I couldn't be more happy. And here I am now, and things worked out really well.
You talked about maybe throwing in a joke or something, or trying to keep it light when that's what the situation calls for. I've heard you got some pretty good dad jokes on deck, so if you can hit us with 1 or 2 of those, I would really enjoy that right now.
It's more pranks, or maybe tapping someone on the shoulder, on the opposite shoulder, or giving the below the waist, gesture of the okay. But for joke wise, we'll see. You're a rap fan?
I am a rap fan.
Yeah. You like Snoop Dogg?
Snoop Dogg's good.
Okay, good. Why does Snoop Dogg carry an umbrella?
I don't know. Why does
drizzle.
Snoop Dogg? Oh, drizzle. All right.
Yeah, it's a bad one, I know.
No,
but
you know what? I think that lived up to the calling card.
Yeah.
But that's what I've heard for the last few weeks since you got here is you know, from guys that knew you from last season, I don't think it was a surprise, but everyone else is just like, man, Sarge is just, he's going with the flow. He's got these goofy jokes here and there, but then of course when it's time for go time, you're always ready to go come game day. And that's another thing I wanted to ask you about is, you know, just with all the experience you bring to the table, this being your 9th pro season, even though you come in later in the year last year and then this year yet again coming in the middle of March, do you kind of feel a little bit of responsibility to come in and supply maybe a little bit of that additional leadership that can kind of help with the current group that's already there and keep the locker room even keel and ready for what's to come?
Yeah, I just think, you know, I don't know, just being yourself, I think makes things a lot easier, and that's something that I've always been goofy and, you know, playing jokes or whatever, having fun, and then, you know, when it comes to the on the ice or on the ice aspect, I've always been, you know, straight business, and so, you know, like I said, it's a long season, so you got to be able to enjoy and love what you do. And so I still do. I still love and enjoy skating, and you know we've got an awesome team. So it's not too hard to have fun with the guys and mess around with them.
I don't think anyone expected, even knowing how good of a player you are, for you to just come back in playoff form already. And you've been able to play 8 games since you've been back with the Rail Dawgs. You've got 7 goals and 5 assists since you've been back here with Roanoke. Did you kind of have that expectation that maybe bringing the fresh legs you were going to kind of hit the ice at full speed, or was that even kind of a surprise to you, or it's like, oh man, I've really got it going right off the jump here?
I would say it took me by surprise a little bit. I felt good skating. When I was rehabbing, I felt great, and so I knew that I can do, you know, it helped the team out on the ice. As far as like points and stuff, that's never really been a big factor for me. As long as we're getting dubs and winning, you know, and pushing forward into a championship, I'm happy. But yeah, so I mean, it came a little bit by surprise. But yeah, I mean, things happen. I know it's a long season. Sometimes you go through spurts or you go through droughts where, you know, you're gripping the stick a little too hard. You're missing the net, and then sometimes things just click. So right now, you know, I've been in, you know, just the right place, right time. I've got unbelievable players around me that are helping out, and yeah, things are going well, which is always a good feeling.
So you were able to be a part of that finals run last year, and even though Roanoke was the 8th seed and kind of had to fight their way through all of the top seeds and not getting as many home games, you end up helping the team this past weekend to lock up home ice advantage. It's the first time that Roanoke's ever going to be able to boast home ice advantage for a playoff series. How much of an impact do you feel like it has when you're out there on the ice and you have the Roanoke fans behind you for that additional game versus maybe having to go out and get the job done on the road?
Well, I think the fans are awesome. It's always awesome going to the Berg, and our fans are unbelievable with all the support that they've had, and they continue to do. It makes things fun. We've got such a good group, and you know, to push forward, you know, to a championship, they you know, they're a huge a factor into, you know, our excitement and our energy on the ice. We definitely feed off that, I would say.
Gehrett, I just want to kind of leave it open-ended to you here. Is there kind of anything that I didn't mention that you'd like to talk about, or maybe just kind of anything you want to say to the fans or any friends and family that might be watching this?
I don't have anything too much. I'm just excited for what's to come up this playoff season. I appreciate taking me out for a drive in this this nice van.
I appreciate your time so much. It's so great having you back here in Roanoke, and can't wait to watch what you and the boys are able to do in the postseason. So,
Same, thank you.
Thanks for your time, man. Have a
You
good
too.
rest of your day.
Driving with the Dawgs is sponsored by Haley Toyota, the official ride of your Rail Yard Dogs. Visit Haley Toyota online at HaleyHasItForLess.com and stay tuned for more episodes coming soon.